Very clear about my position on Donald Trump. I strongly believe that he is incapable of being president of the United States, that he has been incompetent, and that's why I ran against him, and that's why Joe ran against him. So this is not a statement about Donald Trump, but the American people deserve that in their president and vice president coming into office, that we address the things that are weighing on them and implement a plan, and that's what we're going to do. It's not to the exclusion of many other things that need to be addressed around accountability, but that's our focus.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So Kamala Harris has finally admitted something that most of us knew was true all along, and now we get to start taking bets on whether or not she or anyone else will actually face any consequences. Before we get into it, guys, thank you so much to everyone that's been subscribing, everyone leaving such great comments. Really appreciate the support, guys. And if you haven't already, help us to continue to grow. Like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. Really do appreciate it, and it does mean a lot. So, guys, I almost feel sorry for everybody's favorite diversity hire, and unfortunately, our vice president. So she did a phone interview with CNN, and honestly, man, I just feel bad for her, right? She just cannot get anything right. And you got to imagine, like, the things really catch these people off guard because they've spent their entire careers going on these networks and getting total softballs, just getting handled with kid gloves. But when things get so bad that even CNN has got to call you out and put you on the spot, then things really are about as bad as they can possibly get. I mean, actually, that's probably not true. They can get a lot worse, and they're probably going to. But anyway, so CNN calls her out on their abysmal poll numbers. And I wish that it wasn't on the phone. I wish it was not a phone interview because I would have loved to seen her face when they ask her, basically, how are you going to win based on the fact that no one likes you?
I was struck by over the weekend an exclusive interview with CNN. Vice President Kamala Harris said, and I'm quoting her here, "We're going to have to earn our reelect. There's no doubt about it." Errol, this is, I would say, the most stark terms that we've heard, not just from the vice president, but frankly from a member of the campaign, right, for re-election, that acknowledging the challenge ahead.
This is somebody who's won at the local and state and national level, who knows politics. And the reality is you are going to have to go out there and make that case because, look, the Democratic ticket is set, right? I mean, let's just be real about it. We've got less than 60 days to Iowa. There are probably half a dozen states where you literally cannot get on the ballot at this point unless there's some expensive write-in campaign that you're willing to wage. So this is, it is what it is. Now, you look at the numbers, and the ticket is essentially set at this point, and there's a lot of people who are concerned about it. On foreign policy, for example, George H.W. Bush had sky-high, in the first Gulf War, sky-high approval ratings right up until the time the public voted him out of office. I mean, these things changed. A lot can change between now and the next 6 months. She is absolutely correct. They're going to have to mobilize their base. The Democratic Party is a coalition of movements, the environmental movement, the youth movement, women around abortion and so forth. They've got to go out and make this the case. They've got to get everybody excited, mobilize, and get them to the polls. It's some of it is simply mechanical, but it's work that has to get done if they want to get reelected.
And let me just say this. There's one danger that the Democrats do have to pay attention to. When Jimmy Carter ran, and God bless Rosalind Carter, when Jimmy Carter ran, he had a contest from the left, from Ted Kennedy. When George H.W. Bush ran for president for re-election, he had a contest from the right, from Pat Buchanan. Joe Manchin is the only one of the potential candidates who could cause the president considerable harm because he could take a section of the voters who voted for him last time with him. The rest of these candidates who are running for president probably won't. Joe Manchin could be the real challenge.
We'll be watching all of it. We're going to have to leave it there for now. Jamal Simmons, Errol Lewis, Michelle Price. Stay with us. Much more to discuss.
Yeah, so you guys see that, man. You hear that. Let me know in the comments, what do you think she's actually talking about when she says, tell them about our accomplishments? I can only imagine, my guess is that she wants to talk about the CHIPS Act, which I'll give them. That's a halfway success. That's the most successful looking thing that they have, right? But they always want to talk about the infrastructure bill. And guys, I beg you, anyone who's watching this, or anyone who's just curious, anyone who still thinks the infrastructure bill is some sort of success, guys, go to whitehouse.gov and find their interactive infrastructure map and just put your own zip code in that thing. and look at the millions and millions and millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars that have been spent, that have been wasted in just your area on complete and total garbage. There is nothing noteworthy, almost nothing real. There's no real infrastructure being built almost anywhere. And I'm digressing, but you guys have to see that. I think these are the kinds of things that these people believe are some sort of success. Like just passing something and spending the money makes it a success, not whether or not the thing was actually a success. Because here's the thing, other than a couple of these ancillary things that might be able to fool somebody into thinking it's a success, guys, it's not enough. They're going to have to gaslight harder than they have ever gaslit before, because even their voters, our fellow citizens, they can look right into their own bank accounts. They can look right into their own 401ks. They can see everything that's going on with their grocery bills, with their heating bills, with rising prices of everything. If they need a car right now, they are very, very aware of anything that's going on. And I think people are willing to believe a lot of things in the name of their politics, and they're willing to allow their behavior to be induced. They're willing to allow themselves to be tricked, almost willingly. But when it comes to their finances, man, it really is hard. It really is hard to trick them. And they know what's going on. So really, all Donald Trump, I think, needs to do, or whoever ends up being the Republican nominee, all they have to do is ask people to get out their phone, open up their bank account, and just tell us, were you better then or are you better now? And, I do understand that some people are better off right now, but ask yourself, are you better off because of government policies, or are you better off because you worked your tail off? You did everything you possibly could to not be subjected to those government policies. Are you a success in spite of them or because of them? That's a real serious question you need to ask yourself before you vote. And, that's going to be, I think, what decides the election, really, because as Bill Clinton famously put it, it's the economy, stupid. And it really is, guys. I thought you'd like to see our vice president there. That's all just my take, just my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you haven't already, guys, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. And we'll see you in the next one.